A rich man lay dying. He called his wife and kids to his bedside. "I want to tell you about the new arrangement," he said. They gathered close, their faces etched with worry. He was the patriarch, the head of a vast empire built on secrets. His health had been failing, and they knew this gathering was about more than just his well-being. With his last breath, he laid out his final wishes, wishes that would change their lives forever. Now, where are they? Well, let's start here. A week ago, the funeral had just wrapped up. The family, clad in black, stood somberly around the grave. A gust of wind rustled the leaves of the old oak tree, its branches clawing at the sky as if in protest. But no one noticed the play of light and shadow among the gravestones. All eyes were on the grave itself. It was freshly dug, the scent of damp earth heavy in the air. As the priest began the ceremony, a lone figure stood apart from the group, her eyes fixed on the inscription that would soon be placed on the cold stone slab. Martha, Robert's ex-wife, and the children's guardian, felt the weight of the situation pressing down on her. She had won her revenge against Robert, but the victory was bittersweet. It was the kind of triumph that tasted like ashes in your mouth. Robert was gone, leaving behind a legacy of secrets and a family caught in the crossfire. Now she was responsible for his children, Clara and Leo. Looking at the solemn faces of the teenagers, she realized this was a responsibility she couldn't avoid. As the ceremony ended and the family dispersed, Martha remained at the graveside, her gaze lingering on the untouched bouquet of lilies. It was a symbol of Robert's love for her, a love that had turned to dust, leaving behind nothing but regret and unspoken truths. That night, back in the grand old house, Martha sat in Robert's study. The room was a labyrinth of memories, each object whispering tales of a life once shared. A half-written book lay on the desk, a testament to a passion Robert had abandoned. The unfinished pages seemed to mock her, echoing the sentiment she had once held so dear. Amidst the jumble of emotions, she found a sense of foreboding creeping into her thoughts. Something about Robert's death didn't sit right. Martha began to search for answers, poring over Robert's personal belongings, hoping to find some indication of how he felt about his life, his choices, his death. What she found instead was a series of cryptic notes, hidden in the linings of books, almost as if Robert had known his end was near and wanted to guide her. The notes spoke of a shadow hanging over his life, a secret so dark it threatened to consume him. Suddenly, Martha's role shifted from that of a grieving widow to a seeker of truth. She was no longer just looking for answers for herself. She was searching for redemption for the family Robert had left behind. As days turned into weeks, Martha found herself drawn deeper into Robert's world. She discovered that his business dealings were far from the clean and ethical practices he had always projected. There were whispers of shady contracts and hushed-up incidents that painted a picture of a man constantly fighting to stay afloat. But amidst the darkness, she also found glimmers of hope. Robert's secret, she realized, was not just a stain on his legacy, it was also the key to protecting his family's future. In the heart of the city, high above the bustling streets, stood the building that housed Robert's company. It was a structure of glass and steel, a symbol of his empire, but also a cage that had trapped him for years. Martha stood at the top floor, the wind whipping through her hair, feeling the weight of the city around her. Below, the streets teemed with life, oblivious to the secrets held within the towering walls. Up here, she was surrounded by ghosts, the remnants of a life that had been lived and lost. But she wasn't just here to mourn. She was here to uncover the truth, to find the missing pieces of a puzzle that had haunted her husband for decades. And so, with a mix of determination and grief, Martha began to piece together the fragments of Robert's life. She delved into his financial records, scrutinized his business dealings, and interviewed those who had worked closely with him. Every step of the way, she uncovered more secrets, more lies that had been buried under the weight of Robert's empire. But it was in the darkest depths of his story that she found the most shocking twist. Robert's empire, the very thing that had brought him both success and ruin, was built on a foundation of deceit and compromise. His biggest clients were involved in activities that went against his core values. His greatest achievements were tarnished by unethical practices, and his closest associates were harboring secrets that could bring the whole empire crashing down. As Martha absorbed this revelation, she felt a surge of emotions. Betrayal, anger, and a profound sense of loss washed over her. The man she had loved, the man she had trusted, had been living a life of deception. But amidst the turmoil, there was a flicker of understanding. She saw the toll it had taken on Robert, the constant fear, the sleepless nights, the haunted look in his eyes. She realized that his love for her, and their shared past, was the only genuine thing in a world filled with shadows.